Since all state changes goes through the single controller of Cerebral, it knows everything that is happening in your application. This allows us to give you some powerful tools, like the Cerebral Debugger. We are looking at a traditional to-do MVC application running on Cerebral, and next to it we have the Cerebral Debugger, which is a Chrome extension. Currently it does not show anything, but when I make changes to my application, it starts showing signals that has triggered. The name of the signal triggered appears on the signal's timeline, and the details of its execution is shown. It shows what actions were run, what mutations has been done to the model layer, and what inputs and outputs has passed through the signal. When I hit enter now, to run a more complex signal, we can also see asynchronous actions running and what paths they have taken. The debugger gives you a lot of information about how your application has executed, but there is more to this. First of all, you can look at signals that has previously been run, but you can also look at your application at a specific point in time. By clicking the Go To button, you reproduce the state of your application at the specified signal. As you can see, now my added to do is gone, and I see the input I had typed up to this point. When you move back in time, your application is locked. Any signals you produce will be ignored. To continue interacting with your application, you have two choices. You either go back to the latest signal, or you can rewrite history. By hitting Rewrite, you will clear out all future signals and you are free to interact with your application again. You can also reset the application, removing all signals run and put your application in its initial state. By default, this happens every time you refresh the browser, but you can actually prevent that, allowing you to make code changes and reproduce the state of the application on a refresh. By unchecking Reset on Refresh and producing some state, we can see that a refresh puts our application in the same state as it was before. Cerebral has a single instance of a model, and you can look at that model at any time by hitting the Model button. It logs out the model to the console, and you can traverse it and check the entire state of your application. That is also the case when we move back in time. Thanks for taking a look at the debugger, and please move on to more documentation and videos as you explore the Cerebral website.